Hey everyone, welcome back to Gearshift, the channel where old-school classics meet today's energy. Think of it like rizzing up vintage cars. We take legends from the past and give them their moment to shine today. Let's shift gears into another classic ride. Today, we're going back to the late 70s and early 80s to look at a car that's finally getting the recognition it deserves, the Datsun 280ZX. For years, it sat in the shadows of the legendary 240Z, but today, collectors and enthusiasts are realizing just how special it really is. Let's dive deep into its history, design, performance, and what makes it such a hot classic in 2025. History and legacy. The Datsun 280ZX made its debut in 1978, replacing the 260Z as Nissan's next evolution in the Z-car lineup. While the 240Z was all about raw performance and affordability, the 280ZX shifted focus slightly. It became more of a grand tourer. Nissan wanted to attract not just enthusiasts but also buyers who wanted comfort, refinement, and technology along with sporty looks. It was offered in both coupe and 2+2 body styles, appealing to a broader audience. The Z was now not only about speed but also about cruising in style. This mix of practicality and sportiness is one of the main reasons the 280ZX has such a cult following today. Exterior design. The 280ZX retained the long hood, short deck proportions that made the Z-cars so iconic, but it was noticeably more refined. The car was sleeker, with improved aerodynamics. Nissan engineers actually put the 280ZX in a wind tunnel, giving it a drag coefficient of around 0.385, impressive for its era. Up front, the car had a sharper nose and integrated bumpers that gave it a more modern look compared to the 240Z. The fastback roofline remained, keeping that classic Z silhouette, and alloy wheels were a common option. The styling was a clear evolution, still sporty, but with a touch of sophistication. Interior and features. Step inside a 280ZX, and you immediately notice how different it is from the earlier Z cars. This was a late 70s, early 80s cabin, plush seats, more padding, more insulation, and lots of gadgets for the time. Power windows, cruise control, air conditioning, and even digital displays in later models made it feel futuristic. The cockpit-style dashboard wrapped around the driver, putting controls within easy reach. Nissan clearly designed it to feel more like a luxury GT than a stripped-down sports car. For many enthusiasts, this balance is exactly what makes the 280ZX so unique. It wasn't trying to be a race car, it was trying to be the Japanese answer to cars like the Porsche 924 and even some American muscle GTs. Engine and performance. Under the hood sat the familiar L28E 2.8-liter inline-six engine, carried over from the 280Z but refined with Bosch L-Getronic fuel injection. Power output ranged from about 135 to 145 horsepower, depending on the year and market. That might sound tame by today's standards, but back then, it was more than enough to keep up with competitors. The real star of the lineup arrived in 1981, the 280ZX Turbo. With a Garrett turbocharger strapped onto the inline-six, output jumped to 180 horsepower and 203 lb-ft of torque. Suddenly, the ZX wasn't just a cruiser, it was one of the quickest Japanese cars of its day. Transmission options included a 5-speed manual and a 3-speed automatic, with rear-wheel drive standard. Suspension upgrades and improved weight distribution made the 280ZX handle well for a car of its size, though it was noticeably heavier than the 240Z. Driving experience. So, what's it like to drive a 280ZX today? Think smooth, comfortable, and surprisingly refined. The steering is light but responsive, and the car feels planted on the highway. It's not a razor-sharp canyon carver like a modern sports coupe, but as a GT, it excels. The turbo version adds a whole new layer. Boost comes in strong, and it transforms the car from a stylish cruiser into a genuinely quick machine for its era. It's that dual personality, comfortable long-distance driving mixed with old-school performance, that makes the 280ZX such a rewarding classic. Collectability and value in 2025. Now let's talk about why the 280ZX is trending today. For years, prices were relatively low compared to the 240Z, but things are changing fast. Collectors are starting to appreciate the ZX for what it is, a bridge between the raw simplicity of the early Z cars and the high-tech performance of later models like the 300ZX. According to recent market data, values have climbed significantly since 2019, with clean examples of the turbo models commanding strong money at auctions. The 280ZX is still one of the most affordable ways into classic Japanese performance, but that window may not stay open for long. Conclusion: the Datsun 280ZX might not have the same raw legend status as the 240Z, but it deserves respect in its own right. It brought comfort, technology, and turbocharged power into the Z-car family, and today, it stands as a perfect blend of vintage charm and everyday usability. So, is the 280ZX the most underrated Z-car ever built? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you've ever driven one, share your experience. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the classics that shaped automotive history.